try it again. I wish I could. What is this? I really wish I could zoom this a little bit. All right. Yeah, I don't know about this live stuff. I don't really get it. I don't really like it that much. Going live or whatever. Hey, Chad. No, it's not really a success. No. I don't even know. Can you hear me? I really have no idea. Let me know if you can hear me. All right, cool. I'm just messing around with this board set. It's a MCR. It's called Kick. It's an early MCR game. And the very earliest of the MCR systems had these, you know how they normally have the headers that come out? These ones had these super paper thin connectors that plug in, see? They plug into these. And they're absolutely trash. No, I'll be honest with you, Chad. I haven't talked to Todd in a little bit. He's been so busy with the new house, just kind of doing his thing. But I'm going to have to desolder these and remove these things and replace them with real headers and crimp connectors. Before I can even do any kind of testing on this board, I have to do that. It has to be all of these connectors, see, have to be all done. These guys on this board. So that will be first and foremost, and they're really pretty dusty and dirty, of course. I'm going to take my phone and take some pictures here of these things, how they're oriented, so that I don't have to remember. Now we're going to remove all of this stuff. I really need to put this thing way higher than this. Is this thing? I don't know. Let's try something. Okay, bear with me. Let's go over here with it. How's that? It's a little bit better, maybe. Yeah, it's a cheap camera. I don't, yeah. The aspect ratio is 4:9. See, I don't really know what that means. I don't know how to change any of this. Yep. Live. What better is there to do on a Sunday, right? But this. This is pretty cool, I gotta say. Oh, yeah, Doro, I do get that. And I know 16:9 is widescreen, 16:9 is widescreen, and the old school one is 4:3. The only thing is I don't know how to change it. Hello, Gary. Cheers. I'm getting brave by doing this live stream stuff because believe me, this is totally not my thing. I don't know anything. I've never done this. I don't know anything about it. So, but I figured why not? I'm going to be messing with this. I'll just sit here and do this. Why not? With any luck, Chad, Todd will pop in this stream. All right. We are going to just take this baby apart. And yes. So I hope everyone had a great Sunday. Are these labeled? Positions labeled. Kick, upright CPU, 1400C, 1300B, A, B, C, D, E, F. Guys, it's time for another picture. Oops. That's different. I don't remember RAM ever being right there. I'll be right back. I'm going to turn off the furnace. Maybe not turn it off, but turn it down a bit. You guys will see a lot of times, and this is the stuff that you don't really see, is I'll go through and I strip these things before I do anything a lot of times. There's no point. I don't want to waste my time with bad connections. So I'll go through and I'll strip these, and then I'll get them started putting back together. And that's usually when I start my videos, is after I get some. This is the mundane stuff. This is the boring, non-exciting stuff. Let me try something, guys. Shake it around a little bit. No, that really didn't do diddly squat, did it? That's what I'm looking for, is this guy. Okay. These guys have to be labeled. I'll tell you what, to get the picture to look good on the screen, I got to take the light away from me, and it is hard to see. I'm not used to this. E4. G11. G13. B13. And A13. Okay. Hey, Todd. Todd's here. Yeah, Doro. That's how I change sockets. These Midway sockets, anyway, is I just pull the frames right off and then pick all the pins out. It might take a little bit longer, but you know what? You're guaranteed you're not going to break anything. That's why I do it. It's especially on Galaga and Pac-Man boards. It's especially crucial because those break so easy. Yeah. Cracked solder joints all along here. I don't know what a ZD 915 is. I swear by my Hako here. I love it. I just bought two more tips for it. Give a shout out to some of my Patreon guys. If any of those are watching, I just spent $100 on sockets. I bought 124 pin sockets, and 124 pin sockets, like 40 pin sockets. Two new tips for this thing. Really makes it possible. Not only that, I bought on eBay. I bought 15 12L6 pals just got done with the pole position. And those pals, the two pals that activate the CPUs, the Z8002s, are 12L6 pals. And I bought 15 of them, $5 a pop, off of eBay. And before that, I spent $100 on 82 S137s from a site. So shout out to Patreon guys. Make it possible for me to stock up on this stuff so that I can do this, and because I love doing this. I got an email today from a guy that I did a Stargate for. I did his board set and his power supply. And he emailed me today, and just with gratitude over being able to play his game. He said him and his friend that he had over played it for hours. And that really makes me feel good to hear that kind of stuff. So I told him I was going to copy and paste his email and post it in my community tab. I'm going to do that. He said it. He said that was fine. I like those. Kind of really makes me love what I'm doing here. I mean, you guys are here. You guys remember what it was like in the early 80s, going and playing these games, or going to your local pizza parlor or whatever, and just the magic of the sounds and the smell and everything about these games. I love it. I've always loved this stuff. Mm-hmm. One down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to go. 9 more to go. Well, you guys are troopers if you're going to hang out with me for this nonsense. This is what I do on a Sunday, guys. This is what I got going. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Good to see you here. I really dig watching your videos, Sam. I'll be honest, I really do. Hey, Sam, you see Arcade Jason talking about those Bally card rack test boards? You know what, Mark? I'm with you there. I mean, it's amazing how prevalent cigarettes used to be. They might be prevalent in other countries, but not in the States anymore. But used to be going into arcades and cigarette burns all over everything. And that's a smell that I smoked for a long time. I smoked for years. And that's a smell that I'm glad is no longer around. I hope so, Sam, because I really would like a set of those. Eight more. Boy, Bally got away from using these stupid plugs quick. They wised up. These things are absolute garbage. Devin, this is not a Frogger. This is a Midway MCR. Oh, Doro's got it. Doro already told you. Midway MCR 1. I have put you guys in on a little bit of stuff that I have over here waiting. I have a Journey MCR board. I have a Spy Hunter MCR board. Todd has Spy Hunter boards over here. I have another pole position board set that I hinted on that I had it during my repair there. I want to do that one too. I really want to do that pole position board set, and that'll be one that I fix and I sell because I don't have a use for it. So I'll give it to let someone else use it. I can use it. But I got some cool boards up coming up. A lot of common stuff too. Sometimes I just, and you know what? That could be like a live stream thing, is doing a quick asteroids board or something like that. Because a lot of times I blow right through those. I do them quick, get them out of here. Steering wheels for Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter doesn't use a steering wheel, does it? Isn't that like a yoke, kind of? Star Wars style, like a yoke? No problem, Gary. Have a good night. Up in 5 hours for work. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just a pot with a analog digital converter. Hmm. Yeah, I was thinking about if I get this one done quick, I might do that pole position that I got. That's a non-booting board. I know that the video board works, but it has like lines through the graphics, but it does work. It'll come up. But the CPU board is non-booting. I don't know. Okay. Mm-hmm. This board only has one more, guys. Yeah, did you guys see that carnival board set repair that I had posted? Hey Todd, you still in here? It was it was basically just needed it was a maintenance job, but it was nice. Came out nice, and I was really excited about rebuilding that power supply, that G80 power supply, because I want to get into, and I am going to eventually get into doing Sega G80 vector stuff. I have a G08 monitor that I'll have to go through probably, and I've got the cage and all the setup now. I have the power supply, and I'll just have just make a couple more harness connections and stuff, and I'm going to start in on those because that'll be cool. Like Space Fury and all those. You got that stuff, don't you, Sam? Some of that Sega G80 stuff. I know Todd does. But yeah, what I was going to say though is back before 20 years ago, 20, 21, 22 years ago, I had two MAME cabinets. I got 2 junk Defender cabinets that I had found. Back in the day, you could find stuff. And I made one of them with a vertical monitor, and I made the other one with the horizontal monitor. And I had about 10 control panels that I could swap between the 2 cabinets to play. And I built the control panel specific to games, basically. And maybe a control panel could be used for a couple of games. But I had like 10 control panels. I'd cut the wood, drill the holes, and put the plexi over top, drill the holes in the plexi and everything. They were really freaking cool. But that's before I really had heard that anyone collected arcade games. And when I met Todd, and Todd had real games, that's when I fell in love with the real games and the real hardware. So, and I remember Berserk was one of my childhood favorite games. You guys may have known that. I've said that. I love Berserk. And I used to play it on MAME all the time. And when I went over to Todd's that first time and he had a Berserk game, I was like, what? You got a Berserk? Are you kidding me? You know, it just never dawned on me that people would have that stuff. And I played that on the real hardware, and to hear how that sound amp pops when those robots talk, it is not duplicated in MAME. It's not the same thing. And I was like, yeah, this is, you know, the real stuff is where it's at. So yeah, it's kind of how I got into this. I mean, I loved the games when I was young. And then, you know, you forget about the stuff. You know, you go through your teenage years in the late 80s. You might hit the arcade with your friends or something, but it's not really to play games. It's to hang out or whatever. And yeah, it wasn't until, you know, I was 30 years old or something like that, I really rekindled. I was like, well, you know, I can play these games on MAME. I discovered MAME in 99. And I was like, holy crap, you know, this is a great program. And then I was like, I'm going to build a cabinet and put a computer guts in it. And then I was like, well, one's not enough. What about vertical games? So I came up with the idea of having 2 Defender cabinets so that I could swap panels between the 2 games. And they were sweet. I've got a lot of pictures of my kids when they were little playing those games. It's really cool. Good times. There's nothing like the real hardware. And I don't care what they say about the J-Rock stuff, and there is nothing like the original hardware. And for that matter, there's nothing like the original linear power supplies. When all at possible, it's best to keep everything the way it came out of the factory. There are exceptions, I think. Like pole position, if I had a pole position, I would not run power on those ARs. I would have 2 switching power supplies, and the only thing that those ARs would be doing would be amplifying the audio. That's it. So there are exceptions, but for the most part, original hardware is the way to go. I have a working board set. I have a complete Berserk board set working. And I have an extra CPU board that I bought. It doesn't work, but that's a temporary state. Non-working is only temporary. This one's being a little stubborn. And if it is being stubborn, stop and redo it. Don't force anything. pulling stuff up. There. Dory, I have no idea what that even is. I've never heard of that. Doro. I've never heard of Datori Kun. Smooth. Smooth as can be. All right. That guy out of the way. I am so terribly sorry, guys, but I have to have this for this. Yes, you can fix boards in the dark. You use your bat radar. Use your bat radar. Anybody in here like DC and Marvel movies? A lot of, I agree with you, Sam, totally. But a lot of them are not, are still okay. There's a lot of junk out there. I will agree with you. I'm a, you guys probably don't know, but I have going on 3,000 comic books. So I am a comic book nerd. And I love the whole Marvel movies and DC and stuff. I'm really looking forward to the new Batman. The Moon Knight. Moon Knight's always been one of my favorite characters, and it looks incredible. The the little teaser that they put out looked awesome. I'm with you, Mark. That Picard thing was a disaster. But I'm with you though. I loved the Next Generation. But that whole Star Trek Picard thing was a debate. It was that sucked. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Batman, and I wasn't really buying that. What's his name? Twilight guy is being Batman now, but in some of the trailers, it looks really good. So I was really skeptical, but I think it's going to be good because it's dark. It seems like it's a pretty dark movie, which is good. I'll have to check that out, Sam. Never heard of that one. Normally, when I'm doing this kind of boring stuff, I'm listening to music. I'm jamming some records or whatever. But I like this. This is pretty cool. As long as you guys aren't bored to tears, because I know this is some pretty boring stuff. Jesse, what got me started fixing boards? Well, I will start by saying that I have always been fascinated with electronics. When I was in grade school, I was always the kid that had a science project of wiring a light bulb up to a battery or something like that, or having a button. You push a button and it turns an electric motor or something like that. So I've always been fascinated with how stuff works. And I remember, this is a funny story. I remember my first fail when it come to wiring up anything electronics. I was a kid. I was probably 8, 9 years old, and we had electric football. You remember electric football? You turn it on, and the posed guys are on these bases, and they buzz around the football field. I remember it didn't have a cord for some reason, and I went to wire a cord onto it, and I taped all of the wires together without insulating them from each other, and I plugged that thing in, and it went nuts. It blew up, and that was my first failure in electronics. But what got me started doing this is just curiosity, I guess. I don't really know. And Todd, my friend Todd, having games. I never knew nothing about original arcade hardware until I met Todd, and we dabbled. Me and Todd did, and failed a lot. You know, But I eventually went to school to learn electronics and to get a better understanding of it, and I just love it. It's like it's a mystery, you know. But I'll tell you guys, I mean, it takes a lot of practice to. I had a lot of terrible destroyed boards in my past. You know, it's I wasn't always good at fixing stuff. And I can say that I destroyed at least one Pac-Man board. Destroyed it, garbage. So yeah. And that's precisely why I do what I'm doing right now in doing this, so that you don't ruin the board. The most common issue in boards that I find are connections. 100% of the time, bad connections, sockets, interconnects, cold solder joints, that kind of crap. Easily by far. Yeah, Sam, we've looked into that. It's you have to do something with the inputs, make a circuit or whatever to adapt the inputs to that. Yeah. GO8s can be made to be okay. It's just those four transistors run so hot. Todd knows all about those. He's got Todd. You got every one of those games, don't you? Sega G80 Vector. Hello, Purple. What's up? You notice I don't bother with taking each one of these off and putting them off the board. I pull them out and I put them right on the board. I just keep moving, and then I'll shake them off into the garbage. Take them and shake them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even bother. I don't even bother trying to see if these sockets are good or not, because they're old Midway style that Midway used in these games, and I already know they're not good. I don't even have to try it. Mm-hmm. Every now and again, you get scragglers that want to stick on, and you just pull them off, and throw them away. Well, I'm glad you're digging it. Um, sorry, I'm not savvy enough to have picture in picture. Uh, I wish I knew how to do that, but I don't. Sam, you're pretty good with that stuff. Your videos are a lot more professional than mine. You're going to have to school me on how you do this picture in picture junk, because I don't know. I have not fixed a Monaco GP board, but I would not shy away from it. It's all TTL. TTL to me is it's this custom chip crap. That's what's more difficult to deal with. Pole positions with all those customs, and they just work different. Like you saw, here's a perfect example. That pole position board set did not like my interconnect, but I can use it all day long on a Star Wars, and it doesn't matter. Why? Because Star Wars is mainly TTL. There's no customs on it. It's an Atari board. It's not a Namco system. Those Namco systems they're tough. You know. Kick. Well, these bus bars are stupid. Yeah. After this, I'll move on to. I don't really know what's next, to be honest with you. In the queue, I'd have to look. Namco used customs for in place of. I mean, I, I don't know why Namco did. I do know why. It probably. I think it's all about chip count for sure. Eliminating, reducing chip count and piracy. It's got to be those two things, you know. But they're just sucks that they did that, but it's what they did. Yeah, the Browns got their asses kicked, Jesse. I don't even, you know what? I'm not even really paying attention to football anymore. I don't know. It's hard to get into it. It's hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with some of that stuff. To be honest with you, I'd rather be out here doing this than watching football anyway. Gorf boards are tough. I just communicated with a guy who is sending me Professor Pac-Man stuff. But that'll be kind of cool. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Yeah. The 5400 is the bang sound. Yeah, 5400 is the bang sound. The 08 is the 08XX is a bus chip. 04, I believe, or the 02 is a shift register. A 04 is some sort of a RAM type chip or address. I don't know exactly. I knew a little bit a while back, but I forgot it. How many hours would I spend in the workshop in a day? I will sometimes spend all day in here, but then I'll take 2 or 3 days off. Like today, I wasn't going to work at all today, and here I am. I just got bored. I'll tell you what, today, I don't know about where you guys are at. Sam, I know you're in Virginia. I'm in Michigan. And Todd knows, Todd's in Michigan, obviously. Today was nasty, just wet, slushy, snowy crap. It just felt like sleeping all day, you know. But and I told myself I'm not doing this today. I'm not going to do this. But here I am. The Inquisitor is one of the favorite things that I bought. That's one of my favorite tools. Is that Inquisitor? I have all of the blades to it, and that thing is awesome. I love it. Chad, I did see that. And you know what? I was like, meh, until I saw Battlezone 2. Battlezone 2, I wish that they would make like a kit or whatever that you put on a Battlezone to upgrade your Battlezone to Battlezone 2. Battlezone 2 is awesome looking. I would totally buy that. But I wish that they made a kit that you could like put a kit on the original Battlezone hardware. I don't see why that would be a problem. Yeah, I really loved that Battlezone 2. When I saw that, I was like, "Holy crap, this is badass!" I believe I actually left that comment on his on that video. I was like, "This that Battlezone 2 looks badass. It really does. It looks like a fresh Battlezone game. It looked awesome. All the different the Jeep and stuff, and different weapons, and the fact that you can get shields. To me, it's almost like what Battlezone should have been. Well, no, I don't want to say that because Battlezone's a classic, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I was totally, I was like, I don't know about all this until I saw that. It kind of changed things. Peter Hirschberg. Peter Hirschberg is the one who programmed that Battlezone 2. Okay. Well, that credit should be given for sure. Absolutely should be given. I don't. I mean, if it were me, I would want the kit. I would want it in a kit. Maybe like a ROM board that plugs into your CPU. You know, like a Braze kit or whatever that has Battlezone 2 or switch to Battlezone. I would not be interested in playing Red Baron on a Battlezone. But Battlezone 2 and Battlezone, could you imagine that in a Braze style kit that you plug in? Yeah, purple, similar to a high score save kit. You have Battlezone 2, you can switch between Battlezone and Battlezone 2. God, that would sell like hotcakes, wouldn't it? I'd love if I had a Battlezone, I'd buy it. You know. Todd has a Battlezone. Maybe I'll buy it for his Battlezone. I had a Battlezone, guys. I had a Battlezone about 10 years ago. I sold it for $300, and it worked perfect. Is that what it costs? Purple is $300. Really, I mean, you think about it, it's really not bad. I mean, for what it is, it's a reproduction board basically. You know, and it's a new game pretty much. And I know how much time they put into doing that. You know, that is a task. I seen on eBay. I saw a Carnival soundboard and music board, and I just did that Carnival repair, and I was like, man, it was $100. I was thinking about. I mean, it crossed my mind for a minute to buy it and just have it here for whenever I. But then I was like, nah, nope, can't be doing it. Nope, not doing that. Be cool though. Purple. I moved. I moved about 10 years ago now. When I moved, and I got really discouraged because the house that I had like 14 games in the basement, something like that, and I got like a foot and a half to 2 feet of water backed up into my house in the basement, and I got so disgusted with it that I just sold my games. I was like, I'm not going to have these games in this basement like this. You know, luckily they were okay. They came out okay. You know, it's not like it was standing water for it came up and then it subsided and went away. So they actually dried out and were okay. And I sold them all off. You know, it was I was like, I can't be putting games down here if this is doing this. You know, so I love Carnival. I would love to have a Carnival game. I used to play that all the time on MAME, and I'd never heard of it before I had MAME, and I just stumbled across it. And I always thought it was absolutely fun as all get out. I've had two Berserks. I've had two Berserk games. One was a dedicated Berserk that I bought for like I think I paid $300 for it way back. And then one of them, I found a. This is how obsessed I was with wanting to have a Berserk. I had a board set, and I had it on the board. You know how the Berserk board set is on a board that you slide out? And I found a Frenzy cabinet in Columbus, Ohio. I'm in mid-Michigan. So I drove to Columbus, Ohio and picked up this cabinet. I think I paid $80 for the cabinet. Maybe not even that, maybe 50. It was an empty cabinet, or it had a game in it that was a dumb game or something. And I ended up converting that to Berserk. I painted it black. It's pretty ghetto, but it was Berserk. I put a roller track in it. That was my first Berserk, and then I actually got an actual dedicated Berserk, which I ended up selling, unfortunately. Yeah, Berserk it's creepy. It can be creepy, and it's deceptively hard once you get going. Once you get to that 8,000 point mark, I believe it is, and those white robots show up. They're marksmen. What is wrong with my computer that stood open on the floor in my previous video? I don't know what you mean, Mark. You mean my desktop computer that's over by the TV? There's nothing wrong with it. I just have it open. I just have the sides off of it for some reason. You know what? I have the sides off of it because I took the video card. I had a video card, and it was like an older gaming card, and I didn't need it because I don't play games on that computer. So I pulled it out and I sold it on eBay. I sold it for $100. This video card that was in that computer, and I just never put the sides back on it, to be honest. Yeah, Doro. I don't test anything, and I don't know. I just didn't put the sides back on it. I don't know why, to be honest. I really don't. But there's nothing wrong with that computer. It works good. I just took the video card out of it and sold it on eBay. And I don't like selling anything on eBay anymore. I've had bad experiences selling on eBay. That video card, I took pictures of it. It worked. I took pictures of it on the computer, in the device manager and stuff. And I sold it. And the guy messages me and says, "Hey, one of the fans doesn't spin. Can you give me a $15 discount because that's what it's going to cost me to get a fan?" And I was like, "You know what? Sure." And I gave him $15 off of it, even though I don't think that there was anything wrong with that fan, but I didn't list it and I didn't know for sure that it was spinning. So I just gave him $15 off of it and just whatever. I have an experience with a Vectrex. I got somebody kicked off of eBay about 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago on a Vectrex thing. And this is awesome. This is a great story. I had a Vectrex that was awesome, worked great. Nothing wrong with it. The only thing that was wrong with it was the top, where the two sides come together. The top has two screws or something like that go down in there. One of those was broke. So somebody had glued it together. And I scraped the glue off of it, and I did my best to fix it. I think I fixed it somehow. So I don't know. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But I listed it as such. I had pictures of it, and I said the case was glued together. I did my best. I described it exactly the way that it was, and I sold it for $180. And this was like at least 10 years ago, maybe 2008, 9. And they got it back, or the person that bought it from me got it, and said that they wanted their money back because it was broke. And I was like, oh wow, it was broken shipping. So they're going to send it back to me, right? Wait, no. I'm getting the story wrong. The one that I sold on eBay was mint. It was perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. It was not broke. So I sold that one for $180 or something like that. It might have been more than that. I don't remember. But it was like mint. I sold that one. I shipped it off. The person gets it and says, hey, I want my money back because this thing was broken shipping. It's broken in half. And I was like, ooh, that sucks. Okay, all right, whatever. So they sent it back to me and they got a refund. I got a Vectrex back that was not the one that I sold. And I could tell this because the volume knob was white on the one that I got back and it was black on the one that I shipped out. And I had pictures of it. So I contacted eBay and I complained and told them, hey, this guy's a scammer, and told them exactly what was going on. But in the meantime, I fixed that Vectrex that that the guy sent me back. And that was the one that had the top glued together. And there was a screw broken off in it. So I had to remove the broken plastic and everything and put it back together. I scraped away all the glue that I could, and it only had one screw holding it together. That's what it was. But it looked presentable. It was okay. I had to scrape all the crap off where they glued it together. And I listed it as such, and I had pictures of it as such. This is what you're getting. This thing is not perfect. And I ended up selling that one on eBay. And I got my money back. I got the original sale. I got that money back, plus I got the money for the Vectrex that I sold that the guy sent me, and got him booted off of eBay. That was a pretty cool story. That was about at least 10 years ago. Yeah, I don't know, Mark. I don't know about the fan spin stuff. I didn't want to fight with the guy. I couldn't prove that the fans weren't broke, and I couldn't prove it, so I just gave him his $15. I was like, you know what? There you go. Go away. Have a good one, Kay. Take it easy. Yeah, Philip, it's terrible. I don't know. It is terrible dealing with eBay. Unscrupulous people. A lot of them out there. Yeah, I'm still waiting on those pals that I bought, though. I bought 15 12L6 pals, and I'm going to test those when I get them. I'll test them and see if they're blank. And if they're not blank, I'll be asking for my money back. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my camera and I'm going to do a one take video opening the package and then putting them each in my programmer and testing them to see whether they're empty or not. They're blank. If they're not blank, I'm going to ask for my money back, and I'll have proof that I didn't doctor them, I didn't mess with them, and I'm not lying. You know, that's what you got to do with these people. You got to, you know. My favorite all-time arcade game, man, yikes! That changes from day to day, I think. I would say that the game that really hooked me when I was younger and really kind of got me infatuated and fell in love with games, it's got to be Pac-Man. Pac-Man's the one that hooked me. You got to remember when Pac-Man came out and hit the arcades, I was 7, 8 years old. So I was just a kid, and to me, that was like the greatest thing ever. You know, go with my big brothers. We had 3 arcades in the town that I live in. This little town had 3 arcades. That's how big arcades were back in the day. And I'd tag along with them, and we'd go play games. And mhm. Guys, we are almost done with this board. Other than desoldering. Yeah, the Hako is worth every penny. FR300, FR301 or whatever. You upkeep it, you love it, and take care of it. It'll never let you down. Reflowing, reflowing solder into these headers here. Don't blob it. Use a good chisel, a thick chisel bit that's going to be about the size of the pin. Heat it, kind of heat it, let it sit, and then just run your solder over it like that. let it sit, let it cook. Just let that old oxidized solder just kind of cook for a minute. You want it right up. It does not take much. You should be using different bits, different solder bits for different types of soldering. Doing this kind of stuff, I use this chisel. Let this ground one really cook good. You want to cook off this oxidation off of here. Cook and then always come up. Always, you get a good fillet that way. That's about as good as you're gonna get with this old solder. It doesn't work. You can't really tell. Yeah, this camera's not very good, is it? I have a Metcal. I forget what the model is. It's a Metcal station. It's really nice. You can get them for a couple $100. The cartridges are expensive though, and I actually need to buy some cartridges, and I'm dreading it because they're like $50. Yeah, I really like the Metcal stuff. To me, it's the best. It's the best iron I've ever used. So I really like it. This is solder. I'm holding solder to it. I'm flowing solder into it while I'm removing the solder. That is how you help keep this thing from clogging. Always keep fresh solder going into it. If you're just sucking up this old oxidized solder, you clog this thing up in a second. So I always flow new solder into it. Most challenging board repair? Pole position. I'm looking forward to tackling that other pole position set that I have. I wish that I had time to just jump on that, but I've got too much customer repairs. I can't really do my own thing. I can't work on my own stuff. I don't have time. But I'd like to jump on that. I'd like to get that thing fixed. Yeah, pole position is just a pole position's a different animal. It's a complex system. It's the most complex classic arcade system that I've seen. It, but it's not all that complex though. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It took a lot of studying to really kind of be comfortable with how it works. Well, that the breakout board, just everything was wrong on it. Yeah, the thing about the pole position of the two Z8002s is and the Z80 all share the same address bus. And it's all based on timing. Everybody gets a turn at dumping data onto that bus. And I think that's why the timing is so critical, obviously. And using my interconnects, it didn't work right. It threw it off. Yeah, the pi position. I mean, it's that's okay if you're in a pinch, but if I had a pole position, I mean, nothing against that. I mean, that's cool, but I would not have one of those. You might as well just put a computer in your game and run main. One of these wasn't even populated, was it? I don't remember. Let's refer to my pictures I took. I think one of these is not even populated. Aha. This one is not populated. I'm still going to remove the solder out of it. I wonder if Adam at one circuit is going to ever finish that pole position board, the pole position clone. What if he's ever going to finish that? Why is that, Doro? Why do you like the original? Why do you like the original Namco set? That'd be really cool if Adam finishes that. He was, I mean, he had all of them customs, all reverse engineered and everything. Yikes, that's hot. The original ad graphics, is that with like Pepsi and stuff like that? Does the Namco set have the Pepsi and stuff like that? Yeah, yeah, that is cool. I think I would like that too, to be honest with you. Having like real banners, like real companies, real ad companies like that, instead of like, I mean, the other set's cool too. It's got Atari games. That's pretty cool too. But I'm with you. I like that too. Hmm. Goodness gracious, only one more, I think. By golly. That's a mess. A little bit messy. It's a wee bit messy. My thoughts on the 1-up machines. They're cool for what they are, you know. I mean, I considered buying a Star Wars one because I like Star Wars, but I'm not going to pay $5,000 for a Star Wars game these days. I don't really mind them. I don't hate on them. I don't have any. I don't own one. I'll own one, but they're not the real game, you know, but they're not bad. That being said, I wouldn't buy one, you know, but it is what it is. All right. Now I'm going to switch my to a little hook, a little tiny fine tip, because we need to go on patrol and look for little shorts and stuff. And I have to put this light down here, guys, because I have to really be able to see and just kind of pick up all the junk. You know, just kind of go through and pick everything up. I don't know, Mark. I don't know about the prices of the stuff, but I honestly do believe that the hardware will still be in decent shape. I really do. Stuff is pretty resilient. TTL is a pretty resilient product. TTL chips. Yeah, thankfully there's CMOS products. There's some games have more than others, but there's really, relatively speaking, there's very little CMOS. Some games like the card rack stuff, Midway, that pattern board is almost completely CMOS. So but it's not that widely used. No, Mark, I agree. I don't think that the one ups are going to have value at all. I think those are like a car; they depreciate the minute that you buy them. I don't think those have any kind of intrinsic value at all. They are what they are. One ups are for kids that you don't like. I like that. That is one board ready to be repopulated. What was the question about fiberglass pins? Fiberglass pins? Yes on fiberglass pins, Sam? Those are not, this is not a fiberglass pen. This is just a regular heavy duty brush. These are the kind that you want. They look like this. The only reason I'm using this right now is to get any potential little flakies off of this board. I go through it with the iron and remove any shorts between pins, and then sometimes there'll be like a little piece of solder or something, and I use this brush, and it'll knock them off and free them, and then you just go over and just inspect it really good and make sure there's no shorts after you do that. You just got to clean it up. These boards will be washed. I'll take these and put these in the bathtub and spray them with Simple Green and scrub them again and wash them before I repopulate them. They'll be crystal clear clean. There. Yeah, this one's ready to go. This one's ready to get washed. I just reflowed the video header. I've already reflowed the power header. I verified that all of these are not burnt up. If this one's the 12-volt one, and a lot of times it's burnt up because the tantalum caps go out on the soundboard and take out this guy. It's still good, so if it was burnt out, I would have removed it, but it's not, so that's good to go. That's a nice board right there. Just wash it up and repopulate it, and that's one. Yeah. See, this board's nasty dirty. This video board is absolutely filthy. Yeah, all right. Well, I don't think I can check the focus on this thing. Can I? Yeah. Hey, I think that's a little bit better, isn't it? See, I didn't even know you could focus that thing. I didn't even know you could mess with that and focus it in. Yeah, this one's ready to be. This is going in the bathtub, and I'll spray it with simple green on both sides. You'd be surprised how much dirt gathers on this side of the board as well. And then I just take a brush and scrub it, lightly scrub over it, and you'd just be amazed at the dirt that comes off of these boards. And then it'll be ready to get its sockets and everything, headers and sockets. Typical board repair. Well, you've seen just preparing this board. How long have we been on here? Hour and a half to 2 hours. Let me see, 2 hours. It's been 2 hours. And yeah, so far it's been 2 hours, and I haven't even really gotten to any testing at all. I just one board out of 3 just stripped to this point. So it is it's a long job, you know, to do it the way I do it. A lot of, I mean, you can get by with doing these repairs without doing a lot of the stuff that I do, but a lot of the customers that I have run barcades and actually operate these things. And that's why I do what I do with these, is because these aren't really hobby game boards. These are being operated. So I need to make sure that they're going to last. I mean, I can't guarantee that a logic chip isn't going to fail after running for 2 weeks, but I can guarantee that the sockets will be good. Connections will be good. You know, if a chip fails, a chip fails. There's nothing I can do about that. But I did get a Tempest set back one time after repairing it, and a couple of the op amps blew out in the vector section, and I just made it part of my practice to replace all of the op amps on vector games. That is just part of the repair, and it's figured into the price, you know, because that's a point. Op amps, you know, once they're sitting on a shelf for 30 years, and all of a sudden they're being powered for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, they're dying. You know, those are a high failure rate part. So that's why I do what I do. I'm so thorough like this and doing this kind of stuff is because these are being operated, you know. So I appreciate the feedback, Jim. Unfortunately, I have no idea what a diffuser is. You know, like I'm telling you, I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm lucky that I got this to work like this. Yeah, I got that Tempest set back, and I was like, this will never happen again, you know. So I just made it part of the practice. I replace op amps on every vector game that I get. The op amps get replaced. You know, sockets. These type of sockets get replaced. Period. You know, because I can't guarantee that once this thing hits hour number 5, that connection in that socket's not going to start flaking out. And these sockets are garbage. We all know that. Yeah, I can sit here and do a run test for 2 hours on a board that I didn't replace the sockets on, and it'll be fine. But I guarantee you it's not going to be fine in an arcade setting. It's just not. So what it's all about. Yeah, you know what? I messed with the focus on that. I didn't know this thing had a focus. This camera. It does look better. It looks better on my computer. That's awesome. I'm going to go back here really quick, and I'm going to find out what is next in the queue for repair after this, because this was a part of a job. This was part of a 5-board job, and I did, or a 4-board. No, yeah, four boards. Galaga, Carnival, Space Invaders Deluxe, this, 4 boards, yeah, this, Galaga, Space Invaders Deluxe, and Carnival was all this job. What I did was I did 2 of the boards. I did the Galaga and the Space Invaders Deluxe. And then I collected on those 2 boards, and then I skipped and I did the pole position. And then I went back and did the other 2 on this job. So I did 2, collected, and then I did the pole position, got that done, so that I could kind of keep them going. But I want to jump back here really quick, and let's find out. I'm going to find out what is next in the queue. Chad, it is. I put that in the that CRC stuff. I do brush that in the like the pole position interconnect. I brush that in there. All right. I have 2 that arrived on the same day that are next in queue. One of them is a Donkey Kong, one of them is a Galaga. I think I'll do a live stream on the Galaga because I've got enough Galaga videos. So maybe I'll do the Galaga live. And then I'll make a video on the Donkey Kong one. Maybe. Or maybe I'll do live stream on the Donkey Kong one. Who knows? All right, man, this one is dirty. This board is super dirty. Jim, I don't understand your question about the reflow on what reflow and the sockets. I don't understand dry sockets. I'll explain. I'll tell you what I will. I'll do it. I'll explain a little, and maybe I'll do a drawing. About types of sockets and the method behind my madness of why I do what I do with some of these sockets. If you look at these Galaga sockets, you have, say this is the socket, right? Well, that's not very, can't really see that, can you? Let me move this down a little bit. Anyway, on a Galaga socket, it's like this. This is the black part, and it's got like little slots for all of the pins. You cannot see the contacts. And your socket, your chip goes down in here. So you don't know what condition that is in. That pin, you don't know what condition it's in. It could be fine, like this inside of there, or it could be pushed in. It could be broke off. You don't know. The Atari type on the other side here is wide open. And you can actually see the metal contact inside. So you can tell if it's pushed in, or you can tell if it's broke. A lot of times I see them broke off. So this type of socket I find is okay as long as it's got a metal shine to it. It's not all oxidized, and they're not pushed in. But what you have to do is you have to take your ROMs and you have to form the legs to straddle those contacts, like so. And then they just pop right over those. As long as they're clean, they can't be corroded. Because these corrode really easy for some reason. Those ROM sockets corrode big time. But the Galaga type, this type that are on this board, you can't see. You don't know what contact. You don't know the condition of these contacts. And they're basically never good. I mean, never going to last. Let's put it that way. See how that is? I don't know. All you can see are the slots that the legs go down in. You can't see on there, but you know what I'm talking about. You just don't know what condition that metal's in there. You don't know how pushed in they are. And this thing is guided into those slots. The legs are guided into that slot. So you can't form those legs to straddle those contacts good and get a good contact. They are what they are. It goes in one way. I don't like that. I'm going to call this VE. This one's going to be called VD. VD. VC. And VA. There we go. Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying, Mark. Now I understand what you mean by diffuser. Okay. I get it. Buddy, don't want it. Yeah, okay. That one don't want to come on. Channel locks. Another great way to get these off the board. Switch back over to the chisel tip. I'm going to pick the I'll keep that in mind, Mark. What I really need to do is I need to get a good light, like like lighting, and then maybe put a pillowcase in front, a pillowcase in front of it. It's going to get glary again. I have to have some light to do this. You know what? Maybe, let me see if I have something over here. Maybe I can make a diffuser. Let me see. I wonder if I could put paper towel. I think. Would that work? Is that better at all? Is that any better? Is that any better? I think that might be a little bit better. Huh. I think that's a little bit better, isn't it? That is paper towel. I just put paper towel over the light. What do you guys think about the resurgence of these old arcade games through the invention or the uprising, the rising of barcades and stuff? I think it's absolutely awesome that these games are getting new life in these barcades and are doing good. I know a guy who has games locally that are really doing really good. I think it's awesome. Hey Sam, you're still in here, aren't you? Yeah. Um, I liked your video on playing Star Wars. You're pretty darn good. You're way better than I am at that game. I was enjoying watching you play that. I'm not very good at these games. I'm pretty good at Pac-Man. That's about it. Definitely, Chad. Play it back on the CRT. I'll try to figure out how to adjust the resolution or whatever. I don't. I have no idea about that. I'll have to look into it. Boy, that does look better. It's still a little bit washed out, but it does look better. You know what, Sam? I get a kick every time at the end of your videos with your tagline. I always stay till the end because I like to hear your tagline. It's a good one. It's natural. I like it. Now we're going to switch and go lefty for these. Oh, I know Dell. Dell knows his stuff. His is totally professional looking. He does a really good job. I enjoy his streams. It looks great. I No, I'm not. I'll never get to that. Let me put it that way. I don't, I don't really care to be honest. I don't need to. I never set out to have professional looking videos. To be honest with you, it's just that's like another job on top of what you're doing. Editing and stuff like that is just as tough as doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? I never heard about this RAM controls thing that happened. I'm sure I probably can, Mark, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't know how to even get into the settings to do that. I'll look into it. I will look into it and see if I can't figure something out. This has been kind of fun though, talking to you guys. It kind of took the boredom out of this for me. This is normally super boring, but I usually listen to music. I used to watch John's arcade videos. I used to so look forward to him coming out every Sunday back in the day. Back, I'd say 2013, 14, 15, 16. I was one of John's arcade's biggest fans. Always watched his Sunday videos. It's another just had really professional quality videos. But that's probably why he got so burned out on it, because they were so high quality. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do videos that I do, and mine are not high tech at all. You know? Yeah, the brown paint thing was great. I really liked watching his videos though. It was entertaining. Good stuff. I'm just going to get these pins all picked out of here, guys, and I think I'm going to call it a night. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. Y'all got to work in the morning? You guys got to work in the morning? Holy crap, we're going on 3 hours streamed. Can you believe that? That's pretty awesome. You bet, Chad. Have a good one. Have a good day tomorrow. We'll see you on the next one. I'll do this again. It's been kind of fun, especially during this boring stuff. I could always live stream the boring stuff and then make videos on the other stuff. Come on. You got it, Purple. Have a good one. The reason why I put Windows 7 on this is because it is a Windows 7 compatible laptop. It's an older laptop. It's a I don't it's an HP Pavilion. It's made for Windows 7. Come on. Stanky. I don't know. Should I do this? Good night, Yeti. Have a good one. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Waiting some more. Yeah, it really eliminates it, doesn't it? When you pick the pins out like that, you're not desoldering sockets out. You're just pulling pins out, and then you're removing solder. I learned that the hard way by destroying at least one Pac-Man board. I said I was going to quit, didn't I? This is kind of what I tend to do. When I start it, I have a hard time stopping. The problem for Mark is getting started. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. I have that problem sometimes. Okay. This shouldn't take no time to buzz through all this. Thanks for joining me on a little Sunday night hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. I really do. I didn't really think anyone would hang out on a Sunday night with me. Yeah, Mark, that's what I went with this time as a solid state drive. I had a hybrid drive in here before and it just died. And it wasn't even old. It's kind of irritated. That's my thing about, I don't want to put Windows 10 on this laptop because I think it'll just be too slow. It's already not blazing fast. I'd have to look. I can't tell you off the top of my head. I'd have to go into the settings and look at it. I really don't know. Probably not a whole lot. Probably not a whole lot because I whatever it came with. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I really have no idea what's in it. I have no clue. Yes, I use a Dell D610. That has been my workhorse laptop. Thing's been a gold mine. I bought that probably 15 years ago, and I think I replaced the hard drive once. Long time ago. That thing has been the best laptop. Hey Cosmo, it's a Kick MCR Midway MCR1 Kick. And we are in the reconditioning phase. we're in the boring phase that you have to go through to get to the glory phase. Yeah, that cap kit for that Sega G80 power supply that I rebuilt, that cap kit was $40. That's an expensive cap kit. Yeah, Mark, those Dell 610s are great. I love mine. I absolutely love it. Yeah, whenever I come across parts that I feel that I need to buy in because of rarity and stuff like that, like pole positions, those PAL chips, you know, once those are gone, if a pole position fails, you can forget. I mean, unless there's a, I do believe that someone did do a gal replacement, but man, I like the original thing. If it originally had a PAL in there, I like to put a PAL in it. I don't know. That's just me. That's a weird thing. I like everything to be the what it's supposed to be. I mean, if that was the only option, yeah, I get it. But so I bought those 12L6s that are the activating PAL chips for those Z8002s. I bought 15 of them, like I said before, and I'm planning on buying more of them. But I want to go through these first 15 though and make sure that they are what they're supposed to be. I want to make sure that they are blanks. And if they are and everything's on the up and up, I'll probably buy more of them. I did, yes. Sam, um, the thing about that kit is the leads were too big for the board. And I had to use my 1 mil bit that I use for cleaning my gun here. I had to go into those and just open them up slightly, and in order for the cap to fit in it. And once I did, it, you know how, okay, the ground is like connected through the through hole. And when I did that, it wrecked the ground on some of them, and I had to actually tie some of the grounds together and take them to ground. So that's something to look out for. That was the one thing about this cap kit, was they didn't fit in the board. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Goodness gracious. There. This thing, I need to go through it. I need to go through with the fine point iron and clean out, you know, any flakies and get that stuff out of there and clean it good. But this one is stripped. Solder's out of the holes. These things are out. Yeah, you had to. I had to use that little drill bit. But you have to then go through and tie all the grounds together. And some of them, because they're filtering negative voltage, so you have to tie some of the positive leads to ground. You just have to be careful about it. The Cmos battery, where is that at in that laptop? I replaced the battery pack. The Cmos battery would be in the. Is that accessible? I mean, can you get to that without taking the thing apart? Do you have to take the palm rest off to get to the battery? It's not a. Is it not a coin cell? Are you talking about this, the battery pack, Mark? I actually replaced this. No? Under the palm rest? It's under here. Mm. Ugh. Yikes. Mm. And they did not use a coin cell battery. All right. Well, we have one board left. This guy. Now I'm going to do this one probably tomorrow. I'm not messing with this tonight. I'm not doing this one tonight. But I will. I'll take all the parts out of it. I'll strip it anyway. I've already turned off the irons and stuff, though. Had enough. Had enough. And we've been over 3 hours. You believe that? This has been really cool, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I really do. Youch. Oh, why not? I'll take the prom out too. Bipolar. I will remove the tops of the sockets, and that's it. I'm not doing anything else. You can then clean the heat sink and fan inside. That would be a good idea, for sure. You know what? Maybe I will do that. All right, that's going to do it. That's going to get it for the night. Listen to this board where the tops of the sockets came off real easy. Times I decided to just replace the sockets. Cosmo, that's probably a good idea. So that is, what, 3 hours and 15 minutes. And didn't quite get all 3 boards done to that point. Still got another probably another hour to go to get this one done and the other one cleaned up. And then these boards are going to the tub and they'll come back looking sparkly new. And then it's just all about repopulating, repopulating. Then I got to crimp some interconnects and go from there. Remove the keyboard screws. Remove the screen. And take off the palm rest. Something tells me I may have taken that laptop apart at one point. I don't know. Who knows? All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. As always, I appreciate you hanging out with me. And then this one will be, maybe I'll jump back on. Would you guys like me to jump back on and start doing this again at some other point? Or just finish it in a video, maybe? Make a video to upload? Maybe I'll do that. I'll start with a video to upload. And I'll do another live stream for sure. Maybe I got Donkey Kong coming up. That'd be kind of cool to just kind of go through like that. Either the Donkey Kong or what did I say? Galaga. I got another Galaga. Galaga. I just want to want to blow through it, to be honest. Donkey Kong would be cool. Good night, Oracle. All right. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll do another one of these, but I think what I want to do is just I'll probably just do the rest of this. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll get it up to the phase of starting to test, and maybe we'll do the testing on. I'll have to pan this back, maybe set up a different camera angle or something. I don't know. I have to just mess around with it. All right, guys. I know everyone's got to do the work thing in the morning and all that, so y'all have a good night and have a good morning tomorrow and safe trips to work and all that good stuff. And we'll see you back another time. You got it, Sam. Have a good night, guys. Peace out.